Good morning, I'm Kensei and welcome to Dragontrek. We are today at day 7 of the Appalachian Trail, and again we're at Neels Gap mountain crossings, but today we're starting northbound. And here we have the legendary tree with the legendary shoes. Maybe a different viewpoint than you normally get, but this is where we are. I just came out of the store where they have lightened my pack from 51 to 46 pounds. Not as much as I had hoped, but apparently I wasn't ready to let go of more than that. Okay, so we're hiking through the building, and we are back on the Appalachian Trail. And just to double check the time, it is right now 10:30. And I'm heading for the less popular choice of, I think, was it Whitney Gap or whatever the shelter was called, about 8 miles away from here. But the shelter itself is like 1.2 miles from the trail. So that is like 9 miles instead of 12, which would have been the next shelter. It might be a few people there since it's so far from the trail, but instead of hiking like 5 or 6 miles, I want to hike a full day, and the only way is up. The guy I've been hiking with for the last couple of days, he had some things to take care of, so I'm flying solo. And yesterday when we slack pack across Blood Mountain, I was heading in the wrong direction multiple times, but he noticed that and corrected me. I even went in the wrong direction twice at the same intersection, which has to be some kind of record. Okay, let's get moving and get some heat up. It's kind of windy. I experienced some unexpected hip pain that prevented me from supporting my weight on my right leg. But I took my backpack off, put my jacket back on, and I stretched for a little bit, and it felt better. Now it's sort of normal-ish. Run into a lot of different people hiking. Most of them are quite polite. I know it feels like it's a little slow, but I'm expecting to reach my goal nevertheless, there's not much wind right now, and the sun is showing its face, so it's pretty nice. We'll just have to keep going. There's still some stretches where the white blazes, such as that one, are few and far between. It would be nice if they could be a little more frequent. More views, and that orange thing I saw earlier, that was a tent. And there's trail magic down at the gap. It's about 1.3 miles, so I'm looking forward to that. And considering where the trail goes, I'm putting this away. That looks pretty good. We have a nice view. A hollow tree. Today is the day of bonus miles. I heard a rumor there was trail magic at a certain gap that I don't remember the name of right now. So I walked the 0.3 miles to get there, even though from that distance I could see that there was no trail magic, or if there was, they were starting to pick things or starting to leave. But I hiked the 0.3 miles downhill anyway, and I ran into the people who had the trail magic, and they offered me a cold beverage. They offered me a variety of desserts. Then they offered to see. I sat down there to rest and to eat, and they offered to fill up my water, and then they offered me some fruit, and they offered me a warm cheese and ham sandwich, which, I mean, dessert might be all nice and good, but real food, oh. So of that, the sandwich and the fruit were definitely top of the list. I would say that that was the best trail magic so far. This is day 7. I've had 1-0, so that'll be 6 days on trail, and this is my 3rd trail magic. So yeah, And as if that wasn't all, there were, after they had left, other people arrived. One. No worries. One man offered me a ride. He was going one way, his friend was going the other. And after that, another guy was returning to his car with his dog and offered me a drink or a beverage. So there are a lot of really nice people close to the trail who are willing to help those who, well, help the hikers with what they need, and I am grateful for that. And now, to continue the theme of bonus miles, this shelter is 1.2 miles away from the trail. Most people don't use it, but as you just saw, someone walked past me with a dog. I don't know if there's a different exit or if they are planning on spending the night at the camp, or if they will be heading back. And we'll see. Above the clouds, they suggested that I should not stay here because it was so far off trail that I would probably be on my own. But I'm choosing to stay here anyway because the next shelter would have been another 4 miles, and that would not have been viable today, even though this means I'm hiking miles I otherwise wouldn't have to. It is still the preferred choice for me tonight. There seem to be people ahead. Let's cut it off. This is Whitle Gap Shelter. The entrance is that way. The trail is 1.2 miles away from here, which is insane. Or maybe I am insane. But from that point it was 4 miles to the next shelter, and I didn't have it in me to hike those 4 miles. Of course 1.8 times 2 will be almost 4, but it will be 1.8 today and 1.8 tomorrow. And by getting an earlier start tomorrow, this will be much better. Wait, I'm miscalculating. 1.2 plus 1.2 is 2.4, not 4. Okay, math. Okay, so it's a nice enough shelter. I have not found any bear in other words, any bear no, what's the word? bear box. Doesn't seem to be a bear box, but there are cables. There's a privy, there's water. I think I have sufficient water, but let me just look at that. I'm going to do my camp chores and set up a place for me to sleep in here. I have an early start tomorrow. I don't want to pitch my tent. Okay, there seems to be one other person with a tent over there, but this seems to be secluded. In and of itself, it's not worth the 2.4 miles. You have to hike here and back. But if this is your only option, you don't want to hike 4 miles today, yeah, it's good. Hi, this is Editing Kansai. Unfortunately, I forgot to shoot an ending of today's hike. So keep on